So by now, a lot of you have heard that there's going to be a Settlers of Catan movie, or at least there's a possibility for a Settlers of Catan movie, or TV show, or some sort of filmed production. And we thought for a moment, what would this movie be about? Would it be about 4 different groups of people showing up at a randomized island and making wood for sheep jokes? And that got us thinking a little bit further. Board games don't make sense. If you think of Carcassonne, you have that idea of you're laying the tiles to build the city, and that's cool and all, but how would that translate to reality? I think being in that world would be a little bit like a horror movie. You wake up in the morning and go, oh, that city wasn't there, and now there's a wall here, and I'm trapped. A lot of board game rules, when you start to think about them, they make less and less sense. You have one thief in the middle of a field, and therefore you can't farm it. What is this civilization that only accepts 4 of the exact same thing? These are things that make sense from a game balance point of view. If you're trying to apply a story to this, it starts to fall apart a little bit. These rules break down and stop making sense because when you're designing a board game, you're not designing a story. You're designing a game experience. You wouldn't really want a board game to be a story. You want a board game to enable a story, but if a board game was a story, there wouldn't be any choices. It would be the same game every time. And this is why board games don't tend to make very good movies. There are some exceptions, but you know, for every exception, there's also a battleship. Anyway, those are some of my thoughts about why board games don't make a lot of sense, and we'd like to know what you think. What is your favorite rule that, when you really think about it, doesn't make any sense? Thanks!